Hello everybody, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ielts, like you all know. For those who do not know, well, this is my channel. Please subscribe, like the videos, share, and put on notifications for my videos so that when my videos drop, you'll be the first one to know. This morning, guys, I'm going to be talking to you about how to be a registered nurse in the United Kingdom. Who is a registered nurse? A registered nurse is someone, a professional who has undergone a nursing training and who has been regulated by the regulatory body of nursing in any country. So, for the UK, the regulatory body is the Nursing and Midwifery Council, popularly known as the NMC. In Nigeria, the regulatory body for nursing in Nigeria is Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, NMCN. So, for you to become a registered nurse in any country, you have to be registered with the regulatory bodies. So, there are 4 specialties of nursing in the UK. The first one is adult nursing. The second one is pediatric or children nursing. The third one is mental health nursing, and the fourth one is learning disability nursing. So you can be registered with the NMC under any of these categories or specialties of nursing. For the category of people who are not nurses, they didn't go to nursing schools and they want to come to the UK to practice as a nurse. It's also, I wouldn't say it's a straightforward process, but here are the pathways. You can do 1-year foundation course. Some universities offer this course, or colleges. So this 1-year foundation course is to bridge the gap between the education you have already and the one you're aspiring to have. So it's 1 year, and some university offer the course. The second category is for those who are in the UK, they want to become registered nurses. Maybe you came as a student, or you came with your family and you want to be a registered nurse. It's pretty simple. If you don't do the foundation course in college, you can do a registered nurse degree apprenticeship. Now, for you to do this course, it's a 4-year university program, but it's part-time. For you to do this course, you must be employed and you must have indicated interest to your employer. The company should pay for the tuition on your behalf. At least those are some of the benefits you get by working and then by indicating interest with your employer. Your employer may tell you after the course, and once you have achieved, the status of a registered nurse, that you would have to work with them for 1 year, for 2 years, They may say that, so it's not something we haven't heard of before. So you decide if it works for you, you sign the contract. If it doesn't, well, you find another way of doing the course. I mean, if it's something you really, really want to do, then I think it's worth it for you to go ahead and do it. So as I was saying, the Registered Nurse Degree Apprenticeship is a 4-year course, and it's part-time. You don't have to be in school all the time. And once you have done the course, then you would get a degree. After getting your degree, then you will now have to work towards registration as a registered nurse in the UK. You will have to fulfill the NMC eligibility criteria and then registration criteria for you to become a registered nurse. The most popular pathway I'm going to be discussing with you is the Nursing Associate pathway. The Nursing Associate pathway is for people who are working, just like the Registered Nurse Degree Apprenticeship. It's for those who are working, so you also indicate interest to become a Nursing Associate. And as a Nurse Associate, you must be registered with the NMC. This is a 2-year degree. It's offered by a lot of universities. The Nurse Associate role was created to bridge the gap between the care assistants, support workers, healthcare assistants, and the registered nurses. You know, a nursing associate is not a registered nurse, but you're trained to do some things, you know, and if you want to become a registered nurse as a nurse associate, it's easy. I mean, all you need to do is to go back to school, do maybe another 1 year course, and seek NMC registration as a registered nurse. In that case, you would have to write another CBT and OSCE. And you know, this, once you pass, you will have already fulfilled most of the other eligibility criteria, because you know, because you've already trained and worked in an English speaking country, so they would not be requiring you to submit OET or Ielts or whatever. So I mean, so you would already be qualified, just your CBT and OSCE for registered nurses and for the specialty you want, be it adult nursing, mental health nursing, pediatric nursing, or learning disability nursing. So these are the ways through which people who are already in the UK, who do not have nursing foundation or nursing degrees, these are the ways through which they can become registered nurses in the UK. Now, another thing is, if you came as a student and you have worked in care for some time, 2-3 years, I'm sure that already you should be very, very close to your ILR. ILR is after 5 years. So you should be very close to your ILR. 2 things you can do is ask if your employer can sponsor you for the registered nurse degree apprenticeship or the nursing associate course. If they can sponsor you before your ILR, good. Then you go back to school and you'll be working. By the time you finish studying in school, you should have had your ILR and you'd be eligible for more things. In fact, after that, once you have your ILR and you want to go to school as a nurse, for someone who is already a nursing associate in this country, definitely you will get paid. The government will pay you non-refundable bursary for you to go and do nursing. About £9,000 per year for you to do nursing. And you can't spend more than 2 years in school, to become a registered nurse. After which you become registered with the NMC, and then you get your PIN and continue to practice in the UK. Then, in this case, you will now be practicing as a nurse. So it depends on what you want. It depends on your plan. It depends on your passion. It depends on what you are looking towards. Some people are just fine being carers. I mean, let me just get my money, and at the end of the day, I'll get my ILR, I'll get my British passport, I can work in other departments. Some people really, really want to be nurses. And if that's the case for you, then it's worth it for you to explore these other pathways. So that's for people who are already in the UK, people who are coming into the UK, who want to be registered nurses from Africa. You want the truth? It's going to cost you a lot of money, because 2 major ways. Either you come into the UK as a student, you come in to study nursing, and your tuition fee, because unless you get a scholarship, your tuition fee will be in the range of 13,000 to 15,000 pounds per year. And 3 years, after 3 years, you should have completed your studies. After your studies, you would then be registered with the NMC. And once you're registered with the NMC, that's the end of it. You become a registered nurse in the UK. Jobs are abundant, so don't worry about jobs. You have no issues with job. If you can come into the UK as a student, as a nursing student, that will be of value to you. And then once you're registered in the UK, you can choose to go to any other country of this world. Once you're a registered nurse in the UK, you can work in Canada, you can work in the US, you can work in Australia, you can work in New Zealand, you can work anywhere in the world as a nurse. So if you feel like, oh, this UK, they're not even paying them well. Like I have friends who have gone to the US. I've got friends who are in New Zealand and Australia, who left from the UK. So it's something you may want to think about. Rather than coming and study courses like, what are those courses? Very, very funny courses. Come into the UK and study nursing. Now, there's a pathway. There's another thing. Once you've had a degree, they will say a related degree, a health-related degree, something related to health. Once you have it in Nigeria and you want to come in and work, you want to come in and become a registered nurse in the UK, there is one other pathway. For those who are coming from Africa, the pathway for them to become registered nurses in the UK is through the MSc, pre-registered nurse MSc. This MSc is offered by a lot of UK universities, but it requires you to have a health-related degree and to have worked in a field where either health-related or where you have related with people, like customer care, customer service. So, well, what matters is for you to be able to prove that, okay, I've worked somewhere for 5 years, for 2 years, for 3 years, and these are the hours I've put in, and these are my job specifications. These are my duties. Once you can tailor your duties towards health, customer care, people relation, once you can tailor your experience towards it, then you meet the criteria. So for this MSc pre-registered nurse course, it's 1 year. Sometimes it depends. Some universities will say 12 months, some will say 16 months. So it depends, really. It depends on when and how you're able to fulfill the requirements of the degree. Now, you must have, like I said earlier, you must have a health-related degree, a BSc that is in health sector. Not health sector like that, health-related. A BSc that is, health-related. So once you have this, then you would be able to meet some of the eligibility criteria. And you must also have worked in a customer service sector, health sector, or any area where you've had people relations. So that's also very, very important, because it counts towards the number of hours through which you must have worked, with people. It counts towards it. So your academics and your experience, once you can tailor that towards what you need, what the school is requiring from you, then your fee will be about £15,000. That's the average fee. I've checked a couple of schools, and that's the average fee. But instead of coming into the UK, and doing courses that will not really, courses that does not meet your future goal, that does not get you what you want, that does not get you where you want, then it's better you come into the UK, spend the 15,000 doing the course, and once you finish, you'll be registered with the NMC, and you'll be registered as a registered nurse once you fulfill the eligibility criteria and the professional registration criteria. So guys, that's for people coming from Africa who want to become registered nurses in the UK. There is no other shortcut. There is no other way. Let them not deceive you. A lot of people would have proposed so many things. Oh, don't worry, we'll do this for you. At the end of the day, you will realize that the journey you are avoiding is In fact, that you have even gone further than the length of journey you were trying to avoid in the first place. Guys, there's no shortcut. Decide if this is what you want. But one thing I can assure you is that once you're a nurse, once you have any sort of degree in nursing, I can assure you that the sky is your limit. In fact, you can do anything you want at any time. You can choose to be anything you want at any time. And that's just the beauty of life, to be able to do anything you want, as I am. If I'm tired of this place, if I feel that, oh, I don't like what they are doing to people in this place, and I don't like the pay is too small, this, that, this, I can up and go to Australia. I can go to New Zealand. I can go to Canada. I can go to the US. It's a process that I have to, the same process that brought me here will take me elsewhere. But that flexibility is what I'm getting as a result of the baseline. And the baseline is the fact that I'm a registered nurse. I wasn't always a registered nurse in the UK. I was a registered nurse in Nigeria. So being a registered nurse in the UK is one of the flexibility you get. It's worth it for you to do nursing, if that's what you want. Another thing that I tell people who I'm mentoring, because I have a mentoring group, and another thing I tell them is, if you're still young, you're still in your early 20s, or you're not even 20 yet, just go to the School of Nursing or go to the university to study nursing in Nigeria. I'll tell you why. Being a nurse in Nigeria is, if you rate it in stars, it's 5 stars. Nursing in Nigeria, nursing education in Nigeria is solid. They will teach you everything you need to know. And when you get to anywhere in the world, you'll be confident to practice. I know because I've been to a couple of places. So, being a nurse in Nigeria is top notch. If you can, it's worth it. The School of Nursing is 3 years, 12 months of 3 years of education. And once you finish, you become a registered nurse. And then you can decide to do anything after. The BSc nursing, so many universities are offering BSc nursing in Nigeria. Go for anyone. Once you finish, the sky is your limit. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your goals. If this is what you want to become a registered nurse, decide where you are. And age is not a barrier, let me tell you. If you are 50, you want to become a registered nurse today, why not? Age is not a barrier. So decide what you want and look at what you need to get to where and what you want. It's as simple as that. And every day that counts takes you closer to what you want. So guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching my video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop your questions in my comment section. Drop your questions. I would answer them as precisely as possible. Anything I don't know, because nobody's an island of knowledge, anything I don't know, I'll find out for you and I'll communicate it to you. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.